What's up? It's itsrox, and welcome to my YouTube channel.
What did you just had to do that?
That's the intro.
Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for How to Get Away with Murder, Season 6, Episode 14. You guys, we only have 2 episodes left. I am truly sad that this show is leaving. Some I have been ready to kick off of the air, but this one I'm not quite ready, you guys, and it is really wrapping up. And I actually think that, I know a lot of people are not real happy with these last few, the last 6 episodes, but I have really enjoyed them. I have a few little qualms, but we'll talk about it at the end of the video, guys. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with fine-ass Frank fussing at Real Nice Nate for killing Xavier Castillos. You are the only person that could fuck something like this up, Real Nice Nate. I mean, that is the person that could clear Annalisa's name. He's the one that has all of the information about everybody, Real Nice Nate. Calm down. And as Frank says, it wasn't your call to make. I'm calling the shots from now on. Shut the fuck up, Nate. Don't he get on your nerves? Oh my God. I can't even call him Real Nice Nate, you guys. I mean, it's obvious that they're building Real Nice Nate, his character, up for him to get on our nerves so bad, and then he's gonna save the day in some kind of way at the end. But why does it have to be so damn painful? Then it jumps over to Michaela and Connor. They're talking to the FBI. The FBI is pissed that they outed themselves to Annalise. They were like, well, Annalise already knew, And the FBI was like, well, how is it? Okay, she knew. And the only way that we can get her to trust her is to, trust us, is to tell her what was what. But we didn't tell her nothing that was important. FBI was like, yeah, well, we don't know that, and since y'all wanted to get, all froggish over there, we're going to have new terms to this deal. Okay, the old one is out the window. Then it jumps over to Annalise. She's talking to Gigi Mama. Remember, she told her some shit about Sam and Hannah at the end of last episode. So now we about to get to the nitty gritty. All right, Gigi Mama. So what did Hannah tell you? Well, Gigi Mama said, well, she ain't really told me too much, but I was able to figure it out. I didn't want to get too involved with Hannah because of Gorgeous Gabe. She don't know shit about Gorgeous Gabe, and she didn't want Gorgeous Gabe to get pulled into the mess. I was like, now, didn't we think that... No, Gorgeous Gabe wasn't in touch with Hannah. It was Wes, right? All these names that I gotta remember, you guys. Okay, so supposedly Hannah didn't know about Gorgeous Gabe. So then it flashes back. We have quite a few flashbacks this episode. Well placed, though, you guys. So it flashes back to Sam trying to get in touch with Gigi Mama. He sends her an email. He really wants to meet, his son. He really wants to come see them, blah-de, blah-de, bloop. She's about to return the email, and then here comes Gorgeous Gabe. He wants to go play, and she says, no, not right now, but you know what? We're going to play hooky tomorrow, okay? Don't tell Granny, though, because Granny be all up in the business. So, Gorgeous Gabe is excited about that. He runs off, and then she sends him an email back that says, yeah, call me after midnight. Okay, well, Sam is excited about that. So then he tells Annalise, hey, I got to help my sister with a speech. So I'm going to go work downstairs, and Annalise is looking like, work again. And he says, why don't we have a date night this weekend? We can go dance. And she was like, dancing. He said, yeah, I still got the moves. She was like, child, I guess. Okay, don't stay up too late. So back to the present, Gigi Mama is trying to tell Annalise what happened back then, and Annalise is resistant, obviously. She don't want to really hear it, but Gigi Mama gonna tell her. So back to the flashback. Sam comes over to Gigi Mama's house, and he was like, well, where's, my son? And she was like, he's with Granny. Okay, I wanted to talk to you anyway. I mean, what do you think you're about to do? You think we're about to be the Brady Bunch, get all back together and be happy again? What's going on with you and Annalise? Did she cheat with her new therapist? And he is like, it's not Annalise. That's not the reason why he's there. He still loves Gigi Mama. And, after he finesses her real quickly, all of a sudden he's up on her, and he tells her, I still can give you what you want. All right. And he's all close to her, and they about to kiss. And, he says, tell me to stop. I said, oh, Lord, when they tell you to stop, child. You know, Gigi Mama don't tell them to stop. Next thing you know, you guys, they is all wrapped up in each other's loins and they about to get busy. So Annalise is listening to this story that Gigi Mama is telling her. She's like, so this is your whole thing? You want to tell me that, you know, he fucked you just like he did plenty of other women? I mean, he did it to Lila and who knows who else. Gigi Mama was like, no, I'm not trying to get back at you or anything. I'm just letting you know, like, he uses sex, you know, to get ahead, to get what he wants out of us. And he did it to you and me and other people as well. Who do you think he learned it from? Okay, well, in comes Hannah. Not physically, but that's what we talking about right here. Hannah. All right. She's the one that manipulated this little boy when he was a little boy. Oh, child, this is too much for Annalise. Look, Gigi Mama, I don't want to hear it. You need to get out. She was like, look, I'm telling you, Annalise, they was in that big house together all by themselves. The parents left them alone and they turned to each other for the attention and love that they was missing. Now, jumping over to fine-ass Frank, he's at Bonnie's house. He's pissed. You know, that stupid-ass Real Nice Nate, he probably at the FBI right now telling them that I'm the one that killed Xavier Castillos. Bonnie was like, he wouldn't do that. You know, I'll talk to him. Let me handle that. Fine-ass Frank was just like, listen, Bonnie, once this is all over, like, I don't have to be this guy anymore. You know, fine-ass Frank, he feels redemption, I guess. And Bonnie, them two can finally pick up where they left off. Bonnie was just like, just be yourself. I said, well, that's what we saying. The nigga is crazy. The old fine-ass Frank. He trying to be a new fine-ass Frank. And then we flash back to the young fine-ass Frank and Bonnie, you know, when they were under the tender care of Sam and Annalise. Fine-ass Frank is calling Sam. This happens to be right after, you know, Sam and Gigi Mama, you know, they post-coital. When he answers the phone and Sam was like, well, you over there with Hannah, I thought that I could talk to her. Sam was like, don't you ever call this woman no more. And Gigi Mama coming out the bathroom and she was like, who's fine-ass Frank? You know, because he had said his name. Sam was like, just somebody that works for me. And she was like, oh, so they think that you are over at Hannah's house? So that's what I am now, the mistress, the side chick? I said, yes, that's what you are, because he's married to somebody else now. See, that's how it goes. You know, you go back, he's still married, you still not married. He says, look, Gigi Mama, I really do want you, but this is all very difficult. You know, it's a lot going on at the house, you know. Annalise is grieving because we lost a baby. She was like, when? Just recently? Yeah, not too long ago. And she was like, oh, no. So you just want to replace the family that you left, okay, with the family that you left. You just want to replace this baby. That's why you feeling bad. That's why you over here trying to get up in these skins. And he was like denying it. You don't understand. I'm just stuck. I can't get away from over there. She said, so you just want to be a father to right what you did wrong. And he said, well, what's so wrong with trying to be right? So then she says, well, your parents, they did fuck you up. Now, they did do that. But this is not the same here. So don't try to compare what you came from to what's happening now. And he's just begging, please let me be a part of you guys' lives. So then it comes back to the present and we realize that Gigi Mama is still telling Annalise the story. Okay, Annalise really don't want to hear it. She don't believe it. You made all of this up. Gigi Mama was like, no, I did not. Okay, I did my research, and incest happens a lot of times from neglect. She was like, come on, Annalise, you can't tell me that you've never thought maybe something was going on strange between the two of them. And then it flashes back to when the house just burns down and we find out that, and remember Annalise says something like incest is best, put your brother to the test to Hannah. We didn't know what that meant back years ago when she said it, but now, back then, I think we thought it was just something flippant because she was just so fucking involved with her brother. Obviously, it meant way more. But it's too much for Annalise, so she don't want to think about it, and she definitely don't want to talk about it with Gigi Mama, so she puts her out. Get out right now. But I would say that Gigi Mama didn't put a little bit on her head, didn't she? So then it flashes back to the time that Sam comes home supposedly from Hannah's house, and Annalise was like, oh, how did you guys talk go? And he says, oh, whatever. And then she says, did you guys talk about me? I mean, I would be offended if you didn't. Well, Sam doesn't answer that question. Instead, he just tries to deflect altogether. And she was just like, why do you do that? Okay, I'm trying to talk to you. And obviously you and your sister are close. Like, why can't you open yourself up to me? So they get into a real quick spat. But Sam is able to dissuade her and tells her, you know what, let's go upstairs and get in the bed and I can rub your feet and then we can talk. And Annalise seems to be okay with that. So While they're talking, in walks Bonnie and Finance Frank. I guess they're about to eat dinner together, like one fucked up family that they are. So, Annalise walks out the room to get the food together, and Finance Frank and Sam, they having a real heated discussion over there in the corner. Sam was like, were you trying to check up on me? Don't even try it. Don't call Hannah or nothing, okay? Especially considering you killed my baby. You know, just stay out of it. And Bonnie walks in and she sees him and she's like, is everything okay? Oh, yeah. You know, we was just kind of shooting the shits over here. Yeah, everything's fine. But Bonnie knows everything ain't fine. You know, she just kind of looking. But Annalise doesn't know any of this is going on. So she comes in with the food and we gonna sit down and have food as the fucked up family that we are. So then we jump back to the present. Annalise is telling Finance Frank and Bonnie what Gigi Mama said to her. Bonnie says, you know what, it actually could help your case. And Annalise was like, yeah, well, Hannah was the one who started the whole conspiracy. You know, she was the one that was saying that I stole her man, basically. So we're going to try to figure out what we can with this one. Finance Frank, I need you to go and talk to Xavier and see if he, you know, had any contact with her. And then, yeah, Finance Frank was like, yeah, that. Real Nice Nate kind of fucked that one up. And speaking of Real Nice Nate, he's at the FBI's office. He's about to meet Agent Pollock. You know, she's a special agent on the case. And, you know, Real Nice Nate remembers back to Xavier saying something about a Pollock. So now he's like, what is this? So they sit down and I guess they throw Real Nice Nate some evidence, you know, kind of throw him a bone. And Real Nice Nate was like, this is all that you have? And they were like, listen, Real Nice Nate, we trying to get the information together as soon as we can. We working as fast as we can for justice. So you just gonna have to be patient, sir. Now, back to Annalise. She calls Steen and she's all business. We need to find out if Hannah was talking to Xavier and the governor and this, that, and the other. And Steen was like, yeah, Hannah didn't have that much power. And Annalise says, yeah, Hannah didn't, but Gigi Mama did. And she says, you mean to tell me the drug head addict is the one that has the power with the FBI? I mean, you trust that information? I know that Hannah feels like you killed her brother. And Annalise was like, no, she feels like I killed her lover. And then Steen was like, wait a minute, hold on now. Lover? Girl, you drinking? And Annalise was like, Steen, if I was you, I would hang up this phone and call my investigator and make sure that they did the follow-up on what this information that I'm trying to tell you. I am very serious. And Steen was like, yes, ma'am. Don't fuck around with Annalise right now. She ain't got time. Now, back to Michaela. She's stressed out at the FBI. Okay? She ain't fixing to sign this new deal. It's no good. The same with Connor. Okay? They both say that the thing is full of lies. This draft that the FBI has concocted, you know, it's a no-go on that one. So she wants to call her lawyer. And the FBI was like, we'll contact the lawyer for you. Okay? In the meantime, you need to think real hard about that deal that we just gave you. Now, Gigi Mama, she's over there at Gorgeous Gabe's house, and she's trying to persuade him to go back to Chicago. You know, of course, Gorgeous Gabe don't want to go because he still didn't get the information about his damn daddy. And she was just like, look, if I've learned anything in life, sometimes you just don't get that damn information, okay? Sometimes you just got to let the past go, baby. It's time for us to pack up and go. He feels like he knows even less about his father than he did when he first got there. Let go of the past. Well, Gorgeous Gabe can't quite do that. She says, is this about me? You know, I was sick. You know, it was a lot going on, but you don't have to kind of crusade for your mama. And he says, no, you know, the reason why I'm here today is because of you. You know, you did this, that, and the other for me, so now let me return the favor. Well, I believe that Gigi Mama knows all that she needs to know about Sam. She was like, no, trust me, Gorgeous Gabe. We was lucky that Sam left. Okay, he had a lot of shit with him and his family, and we escaped by the hair on our chins. So then it flashes back again to Finance Frank. Now, I thought that Sam had been scared the bejesus out of Finance Frank, but obviously not, because now he calling Gigi Mama and telling her that she better not never call Sam again. Okay, if she does, then he gonna kill her and old boy. Talking about little Gorgeous Gabe. I said, not the baby too, Finance Frank. Okay, but that's how Finance Frank was back then. Everybody can get it. Bonnie walks in and she catches him on the phone. She was like, who is that? Finance Frank was, you know, tells her it was somebody else. She was like, I want to know what's up with you and Sam. And he says, oh, it's just therapy. Don't worry about it. Next thing we know, Bonnie and Finance Frank, they down in the basement and they about to get busy. We see Sam's ass. He's about to leave out, and I guess he's about to go to work, and then he hears a little creaking downstairs. So he goes down into the basement, and child, if he don't see Bonnie and Finance Frank getting busy on a bench board down there, he is mad about that. So he go up to Annalise like, you knew about this? He's horrible for her. And she was just like, what is the big deal? They are 20-something years old. I mean, they in this house cooped up with us. I mean, why wouldn't they get busy? I mean, let off a little steam. He's horrible for her. He has his troubled background. She was raped. Well, what? Rape victims can't find love with somebody? I mean, what is the big deal? Let them have their fun. But no, Sam is still real protective, okay? He's not right for her. Annalise says, well, who is right for her except for you? And he was like, excuse me? And she says, I mean, is this about jealousy? I mean, I see how you be looking at her. Sam was like, he knows from experience that this is not a good thing for her. And Annalise was like, oh, please, Sam. I mean, I know your parents abandoned you, left you alone with your sister all the time. But being abandoned is not the same as rape. So don't try to compare the two. And Sam doesn't say anything to her. He just still fussing. That's fine as Frank and Bonnie shouldn't be doing this. So back to the present. So then we see Annalise. She and Finance Frank are waiting to talk to Steen, and Finance Frank is just all riled up and shit. He want to go talk to Real Nice Nate. He want to go do this and he want to go do that. And Annalise was like, well, you calm the fuck down and sit down, okay? And look at you leaving all your damn Band-Aids, because he still had his knuckles was bloody from when he had to beat the hell out of Xavier. So she was like, quit leaving your DNA all over the place, okay? His Band-Aid, it's bloody. Throw that shit in the trash can. So he drops it in the trash. I was like, oh, what does that mean? They made too much of a big deal about that for it to not mean anything. Well, Steen comes in there. She got a little something for Annalise. She was like, yeah, it looks like Hannah was in Philadelphia last year, 4 times within the vicinity of the FBI building. We pinged her cell or whatever. And Annalise was like, that's not enough. We need proof of her and Sam. Finance Frank was like, well, what about Aunt Bev? Aunt Bev might know something. And Annalise was like, well, get in touch with Aunt Bev and see if she'll give you any information, if she knew anything about the two of them. But Finance Frank want to go and talk to Real Nice Nate. Okay, fuck Aunt Bev. And Annalise was like, no, nigga, no. Now, speaking of Real Nice Nate, he had his old corn chip smelling extra brown flat. He's looking into the accident that Bonnie had, the intersection that it happened at. He is interested in getting the video camera footage from that intersection. And then Bonnie happens to show up and she says, oh, you have a plan? Evidently, he tells her what his plan is, but we don't get to see what his full thought out plan is. So, but we do see her reaction to it. She was just like, why are you doing this, Real Nice Nate? I mean, this is not you. And of course, he's all, I want to take down the governor. He was like, listen, Real Nice Nate, you are not fine as Frank. Okay, all you were doing is destroying yourself. So I'm guessing the part of his plan was, something real dark and dastardly and deadly. So next, we see Real Nice Nate at the FBI. He done called another meeting. The guy was like, I'm beginning to think I work for you. And Real Nice Nate was like, Bonnie wasn't able to stop at that intersection. Basically saying somebody had then cut the brakes on her car or fix her, jammed up her car. We have a corrupt member on the team. And the FBI was like, look, first of all, nobody even wanted to cut you this deal. Now here you are with all this shit up at the office today. Nobody got time for this. We could make shit real tough for you too, considering you was at the wedding where D.A. Miller died. And Real Nice Nate was like, coincidence. It's all circumstantial. And the FBI has ways of making circumstantial look like reality. Well, all that Real Nice Nate knows is that they need to look into Pollock. So Bonnie shows back up at Annalise's house and tells her that she tried to talk to Real Nice Nate and his ass just wouldn't do what he was supposed to do. Annalise was like, oh my God, these stupid ass men that we got to deal with. Flashes back to fine ass Frank and Sam having a confrontation. Sam telling them that he better be done. He better not be messing with Bonnie no more. Bonnie's been through too much. She's been raped since she was 5 years old from her father. Her father's done horrible things to her. You don't have what it takes to, fix her. Maybe for now you do, but not for a lifetime. The kind of guy that you are will destroy her. Okay. So then we see fine ass Frank. Bonnie, she's happy about her man being in the house, and fine as Frank is packing up. She's like, where you going? you know. And fine ass Frank tells her, listen, you don't want to fuck with me. Yeah, I'm just too bad for you. You know, you deserve way more. I can't give it to you. I probably cheat on you anyway. So it ain't even no sense of you getting caught up and wrapped up with me. I said, ain't this about a bitch? He been playing her to the left for the longest. Bonnie, girl, you was better than me. Ain't no way I would be still giving fine ass Frank chances. So then she's so hurt about that, she goes and tells Annalise, you know, she's so stupid. She's crying, you know, basically for opening herself up to fine ass Frank. And Annalise says, no, you're very brave, you know, considering everything that you've been through. It takes a big person to even open themselves up to possibly being hurt again, you know, opening themselves up to love. So you definitely aren't the stupid one here. You deserve so much more. Don't worry about fine ass Frank's dumb ass. When she said that, I was like, that sounds like me. She was like, let me take care of him. And boy, won't she. Jumping back over to Connor and Michaela. So Connor is still not talking to the FBI. And I'm assuming Michaela supposedly isn't either. You know, the FBI man comes in there and tells him, hey, if you don't, you know, testify basically and sign this new deal, then we gonna bring in your husband as a co-defender for all of the shit that he done did. I don't know why Oliver hasn't been brought in anyway. Maybe they were using it for a situation just like this. And Connor was like, well, then I'll go to jail then. But the whole time I'm in jail, I'm going to be on that ass, okay? And you best believe that I'm going to be trying to find out a way to show that you're a corrupt FBI agent. Jumping back over to Annalise. They can't find anything on Hannah and Sam, you know, in some ancestral type of relationship. Annalise is like, Bonnie, Sam never said anything to you about anything like that? Bonnie was like, no, Annalise, but you know, it might be a lie. And Annalise was like, I mean, it could be, but you know what? I believe it. Sam was a whole lot like us. Okay, the fucked up family in the house. And then it flashbacks to Annalise confronting Sam about telling fine ass Frank to break up with Bonnie. He said that he didn't tell him to do that, but he's glad that it did happen because, like he said, fine ass Frank is terrible for Bonnie. Don't worry about Bonnie, she'll be fine. Look, I brought the baby's ashes because I was thinking maybe we can spread the ashes at my parents' grave. Annalise was like, I don't want nothing to do with it. And he was just like, why don't you? And she goes through her whole feelings of feeling like he blames her. And he says he does not blame her. It was an accident. You know, he blames himself because he didn't, you know, this is his family. He wasn't even able to protect her and their unborn baby. So then they're arguing about who's at fault here. You know, Annalise was like, I'm just tired of all of this. Like, what do you want? A hug from me? Like, I don't have the energy to try to fix you when I'm trying to fix my damn self as well. Says, well, I'm not perfect. And she says, I don't want you to be perfect. I just need you to be honest. Share with me what you're going through, Sam. And he says, what if it's things that, you know, you don't want to know or you're going to have a hard time accepting that you won't be able to accept? She said, I want to know. I still want to know. And he says, you're not the one that's ruined. I am. I'm the one that's broken. And honestly, Annalise, it feels too late for me. I was like, oh, Lord. This is terrible. Annalise was like, well, if it's too late for you, it's certainly too late for me. Okay, because I want to die. And Sam, the only way that we can get back to life is if we do it together. I cannot do this alone. Sam is just looking at her and he says, all I want to do is love you. I said, oh. But then I was just like, you know what really annoys me about things, but I'm going to get over it, because I guess I'm here for it in this situation. But a lot of things that annoys me about writers, this is a side note, by the way, is somebody will be a villain the whole time. They'll have us built up to really not liking this person. And then at the end, we get this redemption story of the reason why they are the way that they are. And I mean, I understand that we, you know, everybody got a past and everybody got a story and, you know, we a product of our childhood and this, that, and I got all that. I got all that, you guys. But sometimes I just wish that they would just let the villain be the villain and let us continue to not like this person. Like, now we got to rearrange all of our feelings to really kind of, you know, understand, you know, this is that whole psychotherapy, you know, that therapeutic feeling when, you know, when we got to try to figure out why a person is the way that they are. And it's fine, you guys. I understand why we do it. But sometimes it gets on my nerves because it sort of feels like a cop-out sometimes. It's just like, you done made us hate this man for 6 seasons. Okay. But in this case, I'm just like, oh, I mean, I can't lie. I was feeling sorry for Sam in this episode. And the only reason why I'm feeling like, okay, maybe that was part of their plan all the way and they didn't just come up with this at the end is because of that one line or that 2 sentences that she said to Hannah some 4 seasons ago, probably, when she said incest is best, put your brother to the test. So that makes me think that that's what they've always intended for the show. But otherwise, I would have been like, oh, here we go, just having to be feeling, sorry for the villain who's been the villain all this time. But whatever. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Hopefully you do. Let me get back to the story. So we back to the present. Bonnie and Annalise are still talking. And Bonnie was like, well, why did we love him? And Annalise was like, well, he was just like us. Okay, me, you, fine ass Frank. Okay, just like I said, the fucked up family. And Bonnie was like, well, this doesn't mean that, he's not a bad person for what he did. He's still a horrible person for what he did. And Annalise was like, no, it doesn't. It does not erase what he's done. But, now I see him. We not here, but we here. Annalise was like, he went through the same trauma. He was a little boy. He was alone. He couldn't tell anybody. And that is why he became a therapist. Couldn't heal himself, tried to heal others. So now she truly sees Sam for who he was, flaws and all. Okay, and she don't really know what she gonna do with that. Well, girl, if you don't know, what you expect us to do? Now, this is the last few minutes of the show when things get to revving up for us, okay? Back at the office, Annalise is meeting with Steen, and Steen come rushing in. She got some more information. She says, well, I mean, it ain't that much, though, but we do have Hannah's high school records, her yearbooks, and it's nothing. Like, she was just a normal kid in high school, and I can't find anything. So Annalise is looking at the records, and she was like, 83 days missed the school. Why is she missed so much school? Her senior year. And Steen says, well, it looked like she had mono. Okay. And so that would be the reason why she missed all them days. And then Annalise was like, yeah, either mono or she was pregnant. I said, So she gets Steen to do some more research. Steen's like, I'm on it, okay? But then she comes back again. She's like, nothing. I cannot find anything on it, okay? Either we got the dates wrong or what, but she would have had the baby somewhere around February, March, So then Annalise is looking, and she's like, what? Okay, then she has realization on her face. And Steen was like, what? You know somebody who was born in March? Who was born in March? I said, my son and daughter. I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, who? I was trying to think of everybody's birthday on the show. We don't know nobody's birthday. I don't think we've had a birthday on the show for 6 damn seasons. Back at the house, Bonnie is talking to Fine Ass Frank, and she's feeling sad because she was just like, if all this is true, about Sam and Hannah, then, Hannah's the reason why Sam was so fucked up. He was an abused kid just like we were. And, Fine Ass Frank was like, but that still doesn't take away what he did to us. Okay, he broke us up, and look at all the years that he had us wasting. I said, yeah, messing with that stupid ass Laura and her eyebrows. And look, you had your woman right up under your nose. Okay, he'll never forgive Sam for that. Ain't nobody forced you to fuck with anybody else, Fine Ass Frank. Don't just try to put that all on Sam. If you wanted to stay with her ass, you should have. I mean, you might have got killed, but shit. Now, back at the house, all of a sudden, Michaela and Connor are home, okay? And Oliver is so happy. Oh, he was so nervous when they took them down. But, look at the both of them back. They was able to stick to their original deals. And, they back home. So, they both kick-ass lawyers for that, And Michaela was just like, yeah, tells Connor, gives him a hug and a kiss and says, thanks for being, y'all, we like this. I'm gonna go take me a nap. And when she leaves, Connor tells Oliver that he lied. He did sign a new deal. I said, I figured you guys did. And that means that if you did, that means Michaela did too. Otherwise, you guys would not be out of jail. And child, who knows is what's on this new deal. But back to Steen. So Steen, Annalise and put her on it. We got to get the DNA on this new evidence that we have, real quick with the quickness. The lady at the DNA office, whatever you want to call it, she says, yeah, we got a whole bunch of cases ahead of you. And Steen was like, baby, this is pronto. How about 2K on it? You want 2 G's? 2 G's to put us at the beginning of the line. I guess our girl is with it. Jump over to real nice Nate. He at the house, and he get a call from the FBI. The FBI man says, you was right. Pollock was dirty. Okay, we gonna need you to come on down here and tell us what you know all about Pollock and what else you know. And, Real Nice Nate was like, I'll give you a little bit, but the rest you guys gonna have to get on your own damn selves. Then we jump back over to Annalise. She didn't call Bonnie over. Bonnie done rushed over there, her and fine ass Frank had then got busy when she was having that conversation about Sam. And, Bonnie was like, well, what is the rush? What's wrong? Something happened? Annalise was like, I finally got the proof that we needed. Sam and Hannah was in an ancestral relationship. They have a child. Okay, we running the DNA right now. And Bonnie is like, who? And I'm thinking to myself, who? I still try to march through my mind. Oh my Lord, who is it? Who is it? I haven't had this feeling about How to Get Away with Murder in a long time where I'm just like, who is it? Could not think. Then I got all confused. I was thinking of a mixed child and I was like, oh, no. They not black. Like, who could it be? Steen want to know who it could be as well back at the office. And then we see when Annalise goes and walks to the trash can. I said, I knew it, you guys. That damn Band-Aid that Finance Frank threw away. Annalise goes and gets it out the trash. I said, And when it jumps back to Annalise talking to Bonnie, she says, Finance Frank. Child, I was like, oh, I was not ready for Finance Frank. I'm trying to think of all the theories that I have heard over the years. If anybody said anything about Finance Frank being Sam's son, I can't think of a one. Okay. And of course, I don't know how that would happen because we knew of Finance Frank's daddy. And then I'm trying to remember, was he adopted? And I was like, no, they never said that Finance Frank was adopted. And then I was trying to remember how Finance Frank and Hannah had a relationship. And all of this was going through my mind at the same time. And I'm thinking to myself like, oh shit, y'all did that. Y'all did that, Peter. Look, I've been saying Peter Novak all this time, and now I found out it's Nowak. N-O-W-A-K, I think. Not N-O-V-A-K. All this time, y'all been correcting me and saying that it ain't Shauna. Child, I can't even get my words right. All this time, you guys have been correcting me and saying that it ain't old girl's show, and come to find out I've been fucking up the man's name all this time, and y'all ain't even corrected me on that one. Anyway, y'all, that episode, oh my God, it was so good. I tell you, I love when shit just really has a good flip, and we ain't had a good flip like this in a long time. I don't know how all this is gonna tie together in 2 more episodes. And I haven't heard anything about the finale being 2 hours or anything like that. I think they just gonna wrap it up in these next 2, you guys. And of course, there may be some shit that don't get taken care of, but I think it still brings it back around to the original story, which was how it started with Sam. Okay, and Annalise, and it looked like that's how it's gonna end too. Yeah, 2 more episodes you guys left. What y'all think about this episode? All right, rock stars, let me get off of here. It is hot in this car. I didn't have any gas, so I didn't turn on my air. And there's just a whole bunch of lot going on around here, you guys. So let me just get off of here. I'm probably not gonna be able to get this edited and up until Saturday, but by the time you see this, it will already be Saturday and you'll already know. So I guess that doesn't matter anyway. Let me get off of here, you guys. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do, me in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.